30 seconds.
Welcome back. All right, let's turn to the candidate of the Alliance for New Nigeria. Wow. The Nigerian economy today is still burdened by the problems of power supply. Okay. Now, specifically, if you are elected to government, how many megawatts of power do you think your government can generate per year?
Right now, we are right now we have the prepaid meter what we are having in government right now is prepaid, and still Nigerians are not feeling the impact of what we have presently. We want to generate, aside from the 4 hydroelectric and gas and all those things that we have, we want to diversify the power sector. We want to upgrade the megawatts to more than the present numbers that we have. We want to ensure that we have maximum demand. We want to ensure that the prepaid meter and maximum demand meters for all government and ministries, department, agencies understand what it means to understand the essence of power in governance. So what we are upgrading the present level of power supply that we expand. We use innovation to also bring about the new systems of power diversification that we're trying to do, aside from the present one that we have, because we know that the megawatt is not enough for us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. A candidate of the ACPN, the Ajaokuta Steel Company has got over $10 billion in the last 30 years. Now, what is your plan for this very critical infrastructure?
The issue of Ajaokuta has been there for a very long time. And it has been fraught with corruption, serious corruption. And now a drain pipe to the nation's economy. Ajaokuta could have been one of the major big industry that could have set the stage for the progress and development of this country. Just last week, I think I read in one of the papers that the Senate has approved about $1 billion to be injected into Ajaokuta Steel Company, steel rolling company. Despite the several billions that has been sucked into it up to now, the government is not benefiting anything from it. I think what our government in power will do, is to look into the issue of Ajaokuta steel rolling mill critically, so as to be able to find a lasting solution to it. This is a major economic something for our nation. What we do is to advertise and for people to do a competitive bidding, so that we can pick the best company that has the capacity to turn the industry around, so that still the steel rolling mill can be brought back to life.
Thank you very much, candidate of the YPP. The steel rolling mills in Nigeria are all, as it were, not working to capacity. And this is also a function of the fact that the Ajaokuta Steel Company has been down for several years, after so much has been spent. What do you think is the way forward?
Well, the way forward to fixing the steel industry in Nigeria is, initially I could remember I read about the plan to fix it, but I just don't know what's happening, why it's not being fixed. But we intend to invest and bring in investors, because I know right now in Nigeria we have a lot of Chinese that are into business, but they're into that very business, especially in my northern part of the country. But we still need investors, and we still need to partner with local interested people to see how we can be also part of this business and how we can generate funds to go into this sector. And the second thing, I'm very sure I heard somebody talking about why the steel company is not working, it's still power issue. So I think we need to rekindle still patriotism into the hearts of Nigeria to see how we can cripple the generator mafias, because I'm very sure by defeating such, Nigeria will have power supply and most of our industry today will be at work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate of the PDP. Nigeria's ease of doing business ranking is currently at 146 out of 190 countries, and there's been an improvement in recent times, yet this is not a very good ranking for our country and for our economy. What will you do to improve the ease of doing business if you get elected?
Well, first to look at where your competitors are. If I belong to the BRICS nations, where are they? If I belong to the MINT nations, where are they? If you look at all the rankings, they are just below 100 and you're 146. So it's not good for you to compete. And what are you going to do that? I keep saying that government needs to move out of business and do the right things. There's so many things you can do. Let me take the issue of port, for example. Nigerian Ports Authority, for years, looked at the expansion that is coming and everything, and decided not to invest. Instead, we're using money wrongly. Nigerian Ports Authority is the only port in the world that has an office, even guest house, outside its country of operation. They have a guest house in London. And that is the problem. You're not investing money in the business. And the reason why they're not investing money in the business is that the source of their money, is the waste that is in government continues to drive their process. So you need to get these things to be more efficient by allowing them to get their money from the capital market. If the money they are using to operate today is from the capital market, they will become more efficient because they have monies, loans that they need to pay back. They need new managers, and banks will be after them.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Candidate of the APC.
Can I rebut before I...
Yes.
Can I rebut?
Please go ahead. 1 minute.
I thought the candidate of the PDP will at least acknowledge that while under the PDP, we fell 64 places down on the World Bank Index. Under us, we've moved 24 spaces in 18 months, 24 places up in the ease of doing business. The second thing is, if you say investments haven't taken place in years, who has been in office these last 16 years? Isn't it just incredible? Isn't it just incredible how it is possible to keep a straight face and talk about all that has gone wrong? Why this country is where we are today, and why we're where we are today is because of 16 years of mismanagement of resources. That's the problem. That's why that's why we're here today. That's why. So all these investments ought to have been done. We're investing in infrastructure now with 60% less. We're investing in infrastructure, 60% less. We're doing far more with less. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. Our port is 38. Our port is supposed to be taking 38 million metric tons.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's doing 83 at the moment.
Thank you. So, let me say here that this is not an altercation between two parties. You have the opportunities for rebuttal. Let me come to your question, and that is also related to the ease of doing business. And that's about how to attract more foreign direct investments.